we have what we have here. So then you bring it here. Keep moving the camera. Don't, like, only at certain times, like not all the time. Wait. Which app? Don't like only at certain times, like not all the time. That's funny. Wait. Oh, it looks scary. Oh, this is bad. Let's stop it. Pause. Wait, I still have to finish some PhirSe. So these Spain special PhirSe foodie Spain special. Shoot. You know how to increase the font for this? The Facebook, like my computer font became very tiny. Well, I thought you have to go already. Yeah, 7 o'clock. The show starts at 7. Live? Yeah, it's YouTube live. It looks so grainy. What is going on? What is this for? Oh my God. Oh God. This is good jalapeno. I'm sorry. Okay, 10 more minutes, Julia. I'll give you the phone. You don't have to be. Oh my God. Oh my God. These brothers are really brave. Potatoes. Canon? Okay. Okay, let me send it to you. 1 second. How do I send the link?
can you take a picture for me, Ria? Take on this one. What do I do? Take a picture in general, like from here, from the front. No, turn.
Like with the laptop and
yeah. And do like a small video also. 6 more minutes.
take a video?
Small video.
Like of what?
So the YouTube live for our virtual vacation to Spain with my live demo of tapas. It's a lot of pre-prep work, but I think we are kind of set. This is the first one. If people like it, we'll do more of these.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, I'm the general the chat one. There's no other there's no, I didn't know which other one to join. Huh. So how do, my phone and my camera, like my laptop, my phone, everything is sort of like, okay. All right. Give that one. Let me put the WhatsApp on it.
It's not doing anything.
I'll put WhatsApp on it. We'll make sure not to break it.
Take it out.
How do I take that? Late. You kidding me? Oh no. This is not gonna work. Hi, Kanan. Okay, I'm gonna go on to YouTube now. We are.
Hey Pia, can you see me, right?
Is it not turned off? Sorry, 1 second. I think the YouTube live is still on. Just 1 second. Give me a minute. Why is this not working?
Is Shahid helping you or?
No, Shahid, Shahid coached me and everything, and now, okay.
Okay.
We should, I think we were already live for the last half an hour. Okay, we are live. Let me just get. So we are on, we have 2 more minutes. Let me just.
Yeah, Shahid says we are live.
Yeah, I think. I'm just gonna add.
Is Neeta joining? Or?
No, it's gonna be just you and me.
Okay, because you said something about her sangria, right? So.
Oh no, I said she gave me some peaches.
Okay.
So yeah, so we have 1 more minute. So here, when I tell you. So,
Look at my video.
no, video these when I ask you. Okay, ready?
The camera's only there.
Okay, make sure you don't turn on that video till I tell you to.
But there's nothing, like it's your video. Like it's a camera through there.
Can you turn the thing around?
It's you.
This is no, that's you. That's like
I don't know why that is like, I don't think you can have 2 screens as your.
really. Okay, so it's 7.
Yeah, let's get started.
And should we wait for maybe 1 or 2 people to join, or should we just start?
Yeah. Let's wait. How many
Let's
are there?
just wait. Otherwise, it'll be a conversation.
No, how many are there? I mean, I cannot see. I'm on the phone.
See, this is you again. It's not your video. It's not this video.
Oh. Yeah.
Also, why does it keep repeating?
No, that's not me. So I'm logged in another account. That's another account.
This is another account, and this is the one.
So I don't see anybody has joined yet. Okay, 3 people are watching. So it's probably Yumi and Shahid.
Why is it?
Okay, people are starting to join. So Kanan, should we start?
Yeah.
Right. So, is there echo?
Yeah, there is.
For now, we are good. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our foodies special for virtual travel to Spain. As you know, we are all stuck here. And, you know, this is an unusual time. It's summer vacation time, but no one can go anywhere. So Kanan has been to Spain. He's been to Madrid, and so have I a couple of times. And, you know, we thought we will take you on this journey to Spain. You know, teach you a few easy tapas and a vegan paella. So, Kanan, what did you think of Spain as a country?
Hey, Pia, and hello, everyone. Good evening. So I was fortunate to travel to Spain last year on this.
Because you're on the YouTube and the Zoom at the
You guys can hear me okay, right?
I don't, this is like,
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I was fortunate to go on a business trip to Spain, to Madrid, last year, like March, April timeframe. What I think about Spain, it's a vibrant city.
And YouTube, I have to be, because otherwise.
So my opinion is it's a pretty vibrant city. It's culturally very interesting. Also, it's I would consider definitely a culinary capital of Europe. I wouldn't say capital, but it's up there, right there, with the kind of food like the tapas that you're going to demonstrate today, the Iberian ham, which is very popular, and I would like to talk about that. On wherever I was going, I was looking at this Iberian ham, which is the most cured. It's the most cured meat. It costs about like $5,000 a leg of lamb.
Muted one.
Is everything okay? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there was a bit of an echo on my side. We're okay now.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very beautiful country. I stayed in downtown Madrid. It's very beautiful, very relaxing. People are very laid back. In the evenings, we used to go walk on the alleyways and sit in a bar and have a drink and eat some little plates over there. Listen to some music, some local music over there. It's amazing, and there are the streets are so small. There's a lot of alleyways, and in everywhere you can see the Iberian ham. The leg of the ham, hanging on the wall, and these are considered to be the most cured meat. It costs about like $5,000 a leg. And I don't eat ham, but my colleagues who went there, they were raving about it because the way they slice it, it's like really, really thin slices, and it, according to them, it melts in their mouth. When I was doing some research on that, like why is this so popular, I found out that these pigs are a special breed of pigs that are raised in a place, like, for example, in an acre of a land, there's only two pigs, and they feed on acorns and nuts, and so they have a lot of fatty acids in their body, and so that makes the meat a lot more tender and juicy and taste better than compared to regular the ham that you get elsewhere, right? So, and it's a big process. Right. It's like brewing or making wine, right? So they curate it for several months, and before it becomes so hard, and then there's a way to cut it. So that was an interesting thing that I saw in Spain everywhere, right? So obviously the food, right?
The food is amazing. So I actually have some. I didn't have Spanish ham, but this is prosciutto, which is kind of like if you can see. I have some manchego cheese and prosciutto for our tapas.
Okay.
Just like you talked about it. So, sorry for going off screen.
No, that's okay.
So, my experience. So I've been to Spain 2 times. The first time I went to Madrid, and then we went to this town about an hour from Madrid called Segovia. And Segovia is this beautiful town. Of this castle that is, according to the locals, one of the Disney stories copied that castle. It is actually beautiful, full of like Baroque work. Baroque is the gold inlay work that they do. I think so. Segovia, we went to this I think 300-year-old restaurant called El Candida. And El Candida, we went with one of our very good friends. Pepe and Javier, who are Spanish. And they kept telling us about how, this was this amazing restaurant with, 300-year-old history. They are famous for their suckling pig. As we talked about it, jamón is, a big thing in Spain. So they actually, cook the pig, and it's so tender that you don't need a knife to cut it. They cut it with a plate, a blunt plate. But the funny story is that, while we had our amazing meal, Pepe and Javier kept telling us, save room for dessert, save room for dessert. It's going to be this amazing traditional Spanish dessert. And it's called arroz con leche. And we were like, oh my God, arroz con leche, this must be an amazing thing. I actually didn't even eat because I love dessert. So at the end of the, when the dessert came, I tasted it and I'm like, oh my God, this is an Indian dessert. It was literally, something like paisam, or we call it kheer in PhirSe in Bengali.
Yeah.
North India, they call it kheer.
Yeah, I think your voice is choppy. I don't know if it's my phone or everybody else is having the same issue.
Oh,
your
really?
voice is a little bit choppy.
Don't know what to do about it. Maybe I can switch. And my voice is not coming clear.
So Pia, go ahead talking. I think Shahid says everything is okay, so it must be my phone.
Okay. All right. So then, that was an amazing story. I kind of feel like food everywhere, the ingredients are the same. Spain, the bar culture, Kanan, we talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel?
Oh, I'm not a big beer drinker, but every bar had different types of beers over there, and people, most of my colleagues, they love beer, so they were like, enjoying the tap beers, everywhere, and it's like late in the evening, like 10, 11 p.m. Like we were doing a lot of bar hopping, and going and having different types of beers and different types of tapas. We are supposed to be a work-related trip, but it was like a vacation for all of us there.
So I think, I remember having gone to the McDonald's in
Madrid.
And they had beer. Cerveza is everywhere. So I was, quite shocked that McDonald's had beer in. So that's pretty common.
The thing I love about the country, it's so laid back and so cool. Right? People are so cool over there. And
absolutely,
it's like
they take their afternoon siestas very seriously.
Very seriously, yeah. I think it's a way of life.
Should be.
Exactly, it's laid back. It's not like fast-paced like Bay Area.
Nobody's rushing anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is a beautiful country. I think a lot of Indians know about Spain from Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Mm-hmm.
The movie that was shot in Spain.
I thought even this Amitabh Bachchan song from Doom, I think, was shot there, in Plaza Mayor. It looked like it. I don't know.
Possibly, because it is such a beautiful country. There's, probably a lot of Bollywood films that they shoot there. I know of the movie, I think, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara did for Spain what Yash Chopra did for Switzerland.
Okay. So, have you been to those plazas where you have like small entryways into that, and then you see a big courtyard and then buildings surrounding? It's so beautiful, right? So there's like a lot of little shops over there. people hang out,
Absolutely.
sit in the middle, have drinks. It's
So that I think is also like throughout Latin America, a little bit of history I think about Spain that I wanted to mention is, we in India learn a lot about.
keep going.
Oh, sorry, I think there's like a lag, so I can.
Yeah.
So, I guess, so I was talking about the history. Just like, the British Empire was supposed to be a place where the sun never set. Similarly, the Spanish Empire was if not equal size, probably bigger, because they as we all in India have learned that they wanted to discover India. Christopher Columbus set sail from Spain to discover India and discovered the Americas.
America, yeah.
So,
And I also read another interesting information about Columbus, that he went to Spain to have that Iberian ham, that's so popular even today.
it is
And
pretty.
so yeah, it is right. So the other interesting fact is that there are 3 or 4 regions where they breed that Iberian ham. And the best one, for the travelers who are watching this and want to go to Spain and try that, the key thing to look for is a black label that they stamp on the ham, right? And they actually burn it on the skin, and there's a black label, and it means that it is from the original breed of the Iberian ham. And there are different varieties there, but this is something that they look for it. So people who are looking for that kind of ham, they go shop around and look for that specific, black label ham, so they can eat that, right? So it's so popular for over 800, 900 years, right? So it's been going on for generations.
So another thing that little nugget that I will a travel tip that I will give people is, so we stayed in Barcelona the second time I visited Spain. They have this big street called the La Ramblas, which is sort of the hub of it's the tourist hub. And there are people that come from all over the world. It's crowded. There's lots of stores. So I will definitely advise people that if you are staying in the La Ramblas area, be very careful, because there are some not so reputable streets that sort of crisscross the whole section. So I remember having booked an Airbnb, and I was very sorely disappointed. The street I was in was definitely not somewhere you took your kids to.
Yeah,
so I would suggest people, pick a reputable hotel to stay in, because as tourists, you really don't. I mean, if you have not been there before, you wouldn't know which street is, which street is good and which street is not.
Yeah.
Any travel tips from you?
So one thing I was told when I went to Spain is that don't use the public transport, because sorry, not the public transport, the taxis over there are kind of iffy, right? So you could potentially get mugged, or the people, so you have to be careful. I don't think there was Uber there at that time, but I cannot remember. I don't think there was Uber, but I was using a black limousine company that is out there, very popular in that part of the world. So you can book it in advance, and they take you around. But within the city, pretty much walking or taking the metro transportation, is pretty safe. But the other thing is, all the crowded areas, you have to be careful. There's a lot of pickpockets, and it's you have to just watch out. Be careful about your belongings.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But similarly, La Ramblas in Barcelona is also very famous for pickpockets. We were warned that make sure you keep everything out of reach. So Shahid has a question, Kanan. I have my answer. I'll ask the question to you.
Sure.
He's asking, what is the best time of the year to visit Spain? What do you think?
I would say spring timeframe, like March, April timeframe is really good. Summer can get pretty hot. In winter, there are times when it could snow there. So I would avoid that. So I went at the perfect timing. The March, April is awesome.
So I have been, like I said, I've been twice. So the first time we went in November, which was sort of, Thanksgiving break here. Actually, that was a really good time. It was cold. We were in Madrid, but the other time that when I went to Barcelona, we went in the middle of summer. And I was very surprised to learn that the summers can be really, really, really hot. And not many places, like the Airbnb we stayed in, had no AC. So it was not fun.
I know. Yeah, that's what I heard too. So either you go around the fall time frame, before it gets too cold, or you go in the spring.
Fall, it rains. But I mean, I preferred I think I prefer colder weather anytime. So you could get all bundled up, and it didn't bother me that much that it was cold.
Another tip would be that I would say if anyone is interested in going to Spain, use Madrid as your center, and then go to Sevilla and to Barcelona. There's like high-speed trains that are going there, so you can use that.
Yeah, it is very well connected, and I didn't personally drive, but like I told you, we have this very good friend of ours. He, we drove to Segovia, we drove to, I think that's pretty much, but the highways are really good. So the next time I go, I plan to drive.
Yeah, and learning a little bit of Spanish would definitely help as well, right? And I was told
which
Spain,
is easy for us, right? I mean, living here in Canada, though I have to say that the Spanish we speak here is not quite the Spanish they speak.
Exactly.
There's a different dialect.
So I traveled with a bunch of people that are from Latin America, like from Peru, from Venezuela, Colombia, and they were all part of my team members. And I used to ask them, I was curious, right? Is the dialect different? What do you think about Spanish spoken in Spain? And by default, everybody said that's the best Spanish you can think of, right? So anything like Venezuelans think that they are closer to Spain's Spanish, or Peruvians think the same way. I think the worst Spanish is the people from Cuba, right? So they speak really fast and they cannot understand. So it's interesting to know about all these different cultures, but it's a beautiful language. Learning a little bit of that, will make it very easy to travel within Spain.
Yeah. So Krishna is asking about vegetarian options. Did you try anything vegetarian?
There's almost every restaurant has got vegetarian options there. So so it's not an issue at all. I mean, if you're really craving for Indian food, they also have restaurants there, but it's not as good as here. Why would you go eat Indian food in Spain, right? So.
Oh yeah, I mean, the food is so amazing that you don't. I didn't miss Indian food at all.
Me neither.
What I'm doing today is a vegan paella. So Krishna, we've got your back.
Yes.
So with that, I will, talk.
So one couple of other tip points I would add. The closest Spanish food. I don't know if you have any recommendations, but I love Cascal on Castro Street here in Mountain View.
I love that place too. I went the other day. We went to This was Teleferic Barcelona in Walnut Creek. And they had, amazing tapas, and I had a seafood paella. Really good. I mean, if you are into tapas, I would highly recommend.
Right. Yeah, that's for East Bay. For South Bay folks, maybe you can give it a try at Casco. They have vegetarian paella
on weekends. So
yeah, they have vegetarian paella as well. And so the other thing is, for soccer lovers, Real Madrid, stadium is over there in Madrid. So I happened to visit, but nobody was playing there. So, but I had a tour, went to the soccer field, and then walked around and saw all the rings and the cups that they have won. So it was very, very interesting, and I would never imagine that I could go there, but I did that. So for soccer lovers, that'd be good. So without much ado, I would. Please take over and show the recipe for others.
I'm going to go for our first. The first tapas I'm making is called pan con tomate. It's very, it literally means tomatoes on bread. So the ingredients for that are very simple.
So, Pia, is it similar to bruschetta, or is it?
Yes, kind of. You're right. It is very similar to bruschetta. So I'm going to show you what I have. I have these pieces of bread. Hopefully everyone can see. So
it's is that an Italian or ciabatta?
Some baguette.
Okay.
And cut it lengthwise and toasted it for about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the tomatoes, this is like a sauce that I have made, and I'm going to show you how to make this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. That's the sorry, I think I'm trying to focus on the. So you might not be able to see me, but that's okay.
That's
so
fine.
It has very basic ingredients. It has a tomato, some garlic, and some parsley.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is grate the tomato all the way through.
So is grating needed to be done, or can you cut it in small pieces?
You could, but for this, it tastes better if it's grated, because we want the sort of the tomato to soak into the bread.
Okay.
Not, it's more like a sauce than bruschetta is. So similarly, I know it's pretty painful, but I promise you it tastes really good. So I'm going to take garlic and grate it in. Make sure, if for one tomato, I would use only one garlic, because usually, if you add too much garlic, it becomes really strong. And then, so for the sake of, speeding up the process, this is the grated tomato. I added some, I grated some garlic into it, and then I will add some olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah, okay.
Which is a very often used ingredient.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in some parsley. This
do you sprinkle any salt or pepper?
This is our base for our pan con tomate. And all I'm going to do, is sort of ladle this in.
So for the viewers, when you hear the word con, it means includes, like with, right? So if they say con queso, it means with cheese. Con tomato means with tomato, right, Pia?
And actually, an arroz con leche, the story I told you, had I understood Spanish, I would have known it meant rice with milk.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
literally,
so that's
you know, it says what it is.
yeah. So I because I've been traveling so much to Bogota and you know, the Latin American countries, you know, I started learning that. But this looks good. I think the only difference between this and bruschetta is you use basil for bruschetta, whereas you're using parsley for here.
More parsley. So that's our first tapas ready in like, you know, minutes.
Yes.
It's on Zoom, but it might take you a little longer because you do want to toast the bread for about 10 minutes.
So do you toast it in the oven, Pia, or you toast
it in the oven, or well, oven is better.
Okay.
Okay, so that was our first tapas. Next, we will do potatoes, and the potatoes are called, you know, bravas patatas, and it literally means, I mean, I just read up on it. It means fierce potatoes, or you could also call it angry potatoes.
Okay.
And why it's angry is because it's very spicy. So the sauce that they use with it is really, really spicy. And this is also very easily made. The thing about tapas that I really like is, you know, these are simple dishes, very easy to make. And, you know, when you have guests over, it's really, you know, you set out all this food and everyone tastes a little bit of everything. And you can have amazing conversation around it. So, you know, if you throw a tapas party at home, it's something, you know, something different to do. And it's very easy to put together tapas. So
so I have one question, right? When you say spicy, right? Do they use like habaneros or what kind of?
No. So the spice is mainly coming from cayenne pepper. And there are some Spanish paprika, sorry, not paprika. And there are some Spanish varieties of paprika, which I couldn't find. And so I will show you my Brava's sauce, which is a little modified from the actual.
The traditional, yeah.
So for it's very simple. I have some boiled potatoes here. That I boiled, and to my boiled potatoes, I have added some salt and some ground paprika.
Okay.
So that's it. Add some
olive oil.
And we are going to put this into the oven. And so my potatoes that I made earlier today, I had them on for an hour on like 250 or 300. The goal is to make them crispy on the outside and really soft on the inside. So
do you broil it or do you bake it? Like, do you boil or do both?
You can boil it, because then that's faster. Baking will take a lot longer, and if you bake the potato, it won't be as firm. You know, you have to know exactly when to take it out. Like here, for example, my potatoes are pretty firm. They're not very mushy. So when I'm boiling it, I have, you know, I can keep checking. You know,
right. So no, I'm not talking about boiling in the oven, right? When you put it in the oven.
Yeah. So this once I have boiled it, and then I cut it up. I'm adding salt. I'm adding paprika. Now I'm going to put it in the oven on 250 for an hour.
Okay.
After an hour, it kind of will look something like this.
Oh, that looks awesome.
So it's, you know, it's crispy on the outside and really soft on the inside. And This is a very, I think anywhere you go in Spain, in any of the bars, this is a very typical, tapas you will get.
Right.
Now for the Brava sauce.
So the sauce goes after you cook it, right? So you sprinkle it on top of
that you just sort of sprinkle it on top. This is my Brava sauce, and I cheated a little bit because it's always easy. You want to make it easy. I don't like to usually, as when I cook, I don't like to go through lengthy processes. There are days that you want to do everything from scratch, but for this I cheated a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I did.
Okay.
So I actually tried to sort of adapt it to the Indian palate.
Okay.
So let me show you what I have done. Like I said, patatas bravas means fiery, ferocious potatoes.
Ferocious potatoes, yeah.
And the base of the Brava sauce is usually mayonnaise. There's a way to make mayonnaise at home, but it's pretty painful.
Yeah,
Egg yolk and
olive oil. Yeah.
If you have the time for it, why not?
Yeah, you have to beat it slowly. Yeah.
So it tastes really good, but I use store-bought.
Yeah, it's easy to just to buy this. Yeah.
Store-bought mayonnaise, and to that I added
the Maggi chili sauce.
Hot and sweet sauce.
Yeah. That's.
And for added measure, I also added so it's basically hot and sweet sauce with mayonnaise and then a bit of ground paprika. So this is a bit of ground paprika. If you are brave enough, and since these are very brave potatoes, I also added a bit of ghost peppers.
Ghost peppers, okay.
But I would caution anyone, if you cannot handle spicy, don't even go anywhere.
So I've never heard about that, but is that made of habanero, or is it a different type?
Ghost peppers are actually from India. They're from the state of Assam. They are the spiciest peppers in the world, natural peppers.
Really? Oh, really? Okay.
So,
okay. Interesting.
Even if you touch it, you're in trouble. So here, I added just for the fun of it, just because I like. So one of my friends.
So you made your own firecracker sauce here. That's good.
Yes,
that's awesome.
I made my own firecracker sauce. So my friend just came in. She's going to be our tester today.
Okay.
Sorry, Kanan, you're on the other end. So that was our Bravas patatas.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So
your friend is going to do the taste testing right now. Good.
Yes. So, after we are done, we are all going to have some nice sangria.
Okay.
And so I just added my sauce.
That's something interesting. You said, does this go with beer or sangria?
Beer too. I think beer obviously is, I have a few beers and maybe a sangria too. If you're out, bar hopping, why not?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So, Kanan, do you know the history of tapas?
No. I would love to learn about that.
Okay, so it's a very interesting story actually. There was a king in I think Andalusia or Andalusia, because tapas is basically, it started in Andalusia, who had a certain sickness, and he needed to eat small meals, at regular intervals. He couldn't have like a big, like lunch or breakfast or dinner. So he liked his alcohol. So that's where the concept of small bites came in. And the king decreed that every bar that served any alcohol would have to serve small, plates of food along with actually tapas used to be free if you just ordered anything to drink.
Right. Not anymore these days. Yeah.
No, I think it's big tourist. It's big. People go in just to taste the tapas.
Right.
Also, another interesting knick-knack that I have is tapas means tapa means to cover. So when you got your glass of wine, they would cover it with a piece of ham or a bread. So that's where the name tapas, it means to cover the wine, probably so that, flies didn't get into it.
Right.
So those were little knickknacks I had about the tapas. Now I'm going to get into my last tapas, which we are going to actually cook. This is a very popular Spanish dish. It's gambas a la lea, which is shrimp shrimp with garlic.
Right.
It's I think I had the best shrimp I've ever tasted in Spain. I had gone to La Boqueria, which is a marketplace in Barcelona. So it was this amazing market.
So the closest Italian dish to this is called shrimp gamberi.
Yeah, or shrimp scampi. Scampi. So it is pretty much the same thing. I guess they are the same people after all. It's this slight variance.
Yeah.
So for this, I'm heating my pan. Bear with me. This just takes little while because it's because I am not using my regular.
So is that a convection stuff? Yeah.
Okay. I got it specially so that we can have these YouTube lives.
Right.
Heating up my pan while I will. It's very simple. 3 ingredients: olive oil, garlic, parsley, and of course the shrimp.
Okay.
So let me get the shrimp out.
So do you put any salt or pepper or no?
Of course.
Okay.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah. Okay.
They are naturally sweet, I think, shrimp, but you do want to put in the salt. Thanks for reminding me of that. So let me get my shrimp out. Okay, so this is my shrimp. I am going to add my olive oil to my pan.
And Pia, one other thing that I've learned or I've seen people do that is before you put, maybe you can try that next time, before you put it in that pan, in another pan, put the shrimp and in a heated pan and then throw some alcohol in it. And it catches fire and then you just saute it and then mix it here and it has a different flavor.
Well, I will have you demo that.
Yes, I can do that. Yeah.
So the oil is still heating. Did you watch any flamenco performances while in?
No, didn't have time. So I was busy during the day. Yeah.
That's something just amazing. Like so I watched. I think I went to about 2 shows both times, And they are just so mesmerizing. What's also very interesting is that, did you know that flamenco has its base in an Indian dance?
Oh, really? Okay.
So flamenco and Kathak have a lot of similarities. So when you, do you see any audience questions? I'm not able to sort of follow that.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I was saying, Kathak and flamenco have a lot of similarity. And that's because, you know, the gypsy, you've heard of the gypsy people, right? The Romanis. So
Yes.
gypsies are actually supposedly from Rajasthan.
Okay.
So, flamenco is kind of a fusion of, it's a dance performed by the gypsies. So, so that's why it has a lot of similarities to Indian dances. Because
now I have watched flamenco, and now that you're telling me, I can draw some comparisons there. Yeah, it does look very similar.
Similar to, yeah. So that's something very interesting to know.
So did you go to some shows like in the evening, like?
Yeah. So you know, the first time I went there, we went to a show, and the second time I went, I actually did a Mediterranean cruise. So the cruise ship had a, you know, evening performance. So now I'm putting in my garlic.
Okay. So that looks like a lot of garlic. Is that how you do it?
You want it to be really garlicky.
Okay. Okay. So do you cut it, or you just put the whole clove there?
No, I made, you know, I cut it into like small
little pieces. Okay.
Pieces. This, you want it to be because we're not putting anything else in it. It's just the garlic, salt, pepper, and the shrimp. So the garlic smell has to be really, you know,
overpowering.
And it actually smells. I mean, I don't know about you. I love the smell of garlic.
Yeah. No, garlic it takes the palate to another level. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Though, you know, they say garlic breath can, you know, scare fires away.
No, there is actually a famous phrase, right? You know, if you eat garlic, you sleep well, but you sleep alone. So.
Well, yeah. So, you know, all single PhirSe people, be careful with the garlic.
Yeah, I don't know if you watch Seinfeld, right? So have you watched that show, Seinfeld?
Yeah, a long time ago.
A long time ago. So there's this one character, Kramer, you know, like he goes to a priest and says that, you know, every woman he sees that, you know, she falls in love with him. And then he's a Latvian priest, and he goes like, you know, you have the lure of a ghost or whatever, right? So he says, he gives him a garland of garlic, you know, and says that you need to wear this every day. And then every woman keeps running away from him because, you know, the smell.
I would imagine that. It's not fun to smell garlic breath on anyone. So my garlic is starting to cook. I'm gonna, you know, that's why I prepped a lot, because on, you know, when I'm really cooking, it takes time.
Right.
Especially this is a you know, slow thing. It takes some time to cook.
Right.
So I do want to say hi to some of the people watching. Hi Sonal, hi Krishna, hi Neha, Priya, hello, how are you? And Priya writes she loves afternoon siestas. So do I. What about you, Kanan? Do you like siestas?
Me too. I love naps. Yeah, long naps.
Well, I love siestas and fiestas. So now that my garlic has started to brown, I'm going to put in my shrimp. And this cooks pretty quickly. You want to make sure not to overcook your shrimp, because then it becomes really hard.
Oh yeah, it becomes very, like chewy.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm going to just maybe a few. So let it cook one side. So, I have my daughter and one of my very good friends here. They're going to be our taste testers for today. Do you guys want to come say hello?
Hello.
So that's my daughter.
Hello.
This is Rachel.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
They are going to get to.
We can attest the smell of garlic.
So, it's starting to cook on one side, so I'm going to turn it over and cook on the other side. And I'm going to add in some salt and pepper.
That's a very easy dish to make, huh? Yeah. And then it's healthy too, right? Very easy and healthy.
So it cooked on one side, so I've turned it over. And I am going to... I prefer sea salt usually, but I ran out of it and I was too lazy to go pick up some, so I'm just using regular salt, but I would use sea salt.
Okay.
Please use sea salt. It tastes much better.
So do you eat this with the sauce that you made, or is it just like you have it?
This you can just eat as is.
As is, okay.
It tastes, even though there's barely any ingredients in it, it tastes amazing.
Yeah, it's and also healthy too, right? It's very healthy, right? So
yeah, if you don't put too much oil, it is definitely healthy.
Yeah, well, the other problem is, for people who have cholesterol, the shrimp is not the best dish. But,
people who are watching for, fat in general, I would say tapas is all fried food.
Yeah.
So, and beer isn't good for you either.
Yeah, I know.
But everything in moderation, I'd say, still try some.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because so now pretty much my shrimp is done.
Awesome. That looks nice.
I'm going to add in some parsley.
Okay.
And this is pretty much done. Ria, will you pass me the nice big platter we have? Now I'm going to add this here. And so we have our 3 tapas ready. And I'm also going to add in some, I'm going to sprinkle some black pepper on it later.
Okay.
This was done. Last but not the least, and I've been a little ambitious on that, I'm going to show you how to make a vegan paella.
Okay.
Paella typically has a lot of seafood. You've tried paella, right?
Yes.
So it's usually a lot of seafood. Some, you can add pork, you can add chicken, but I wanted to try a vegan paella because I know that a lot of our audience is vegetarian. Slash vegan. So, and like for, Krishna, here's your vegan paella. So, I'm not vegetarian, so I'm going to use this pan itself. I don't want to use another one.
Sure.
Sorry. Is it getting like? Okay. So for our paella usually. So I have a story that when we went to Madrid first time, we stayed with, like I told you about my friend Javier and Pepe. So, we said we want to try paella, and we said we want to go, do you make paella? They were like, no. Paella has to be made at the right temperature, and there's a whole process to it, and it actually does take hours, because if if you've ever seen them making it, they have these big paella pans.
Yeah, it's like close to making a risotto, right? So it's same amount of effort you have to put in to make a paella.
But usually the paella pan, it's this huge pan, it's they cook in, and they keep adding everything. It's usually out in front of it's cooking in front of you. Takes hours and hours. So Pepe and Javier were like, there's no way we're going to make paella for you, because it's a whole process. It's kind of like biryani, I think. To me, it is sort of, would compare to a biryani.
But I wonder how they make it in Cascal, right? When you order paella in Cascal, in the restaurant in Mountain View, they do have a seafood paella. There is also, meat paella, right? So they have sausage in it, but they have this small plate, like you talked about, the big one, right? But they don't. I wonder if they do a big one and then put it in a small plate. I don't know how they do it. But.
So I think purists will tell you that you have to make it in a paella pan, because it just enhances the taste. So I'm sure they're making it in hopefully they are. In a big paella pan, and then transferring it into the
smaller ones. Yeah.
So my ingredients for the paella are Spanish rice. I picked this up from Whole Foods. It's very important to use the right kind of rice. I wouldn't use basmati or any long grain rice. This is a short grain rice, and it has, it's a little fatter than the rice we in India are used to. So it has this, particular texture that, that the paella needs to have. So I would try and find Spanish rice. It's very common. You can find, this one I got from Whole Foods, but any grocery store will have Spanish rice.
Okay.
So I'm using the Spanish rice, and again, I have cheated.
Okay.
What I like to do. I like to make things easy for myself. So for the vegan paella, I'm using mushroom. Because like we talked about how paella is kind of, has seafood and it's meaty. So that, to get that texture, I'm using mushrooms. And I just took a bag of frozen vegetables, any frozen vegetables you like. And I have some artichoke hearts.
Okay.
So that's going to go into my paella. I've heated the oil. I'm going to add in garlic. And let the garlic cook. And just to, speed up the process, because through the magic of my prep work, we already have something ready. I'm just going to add all this in.
Right.
And cook this.
Do you blanch those vegetables, or you just put it,
These were all frozen, except for the mushroom, because we are home chefs, and we want to keep things easy. We don't, like for me at least, I like to make things fast and easy. I don't want to sit here cooking all day, so that's why. It's got bell pepper, it's got mushrooms, artichoke. I would actually add that in later. because it could melt. So, but
Okay.
so I've added all this, and I'm going to let it cook. Like I said, we're actually not going to be cooking this all the way through because it usually will take you, 45 minutes.
Right.
So we don't have that kind
So
of time.
this is a TV show, so you can show.
So we're going to magically speed it up.
Yeah.
Add in the rice.
So you're basically toasting the rice there. So that's interesting. Okay.
So and then key ingredient in paella is something we are very used to in India. The first time I had paella and somebody told me they put saffron in paella.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of scandalized because I was like, saffron, we in India use it as with dessert, basically.
Yeah.
But in Spanish cooking, they use a lot of saffron to make savory things.
So do you use any broth, like vegetable broth here, or?
We are going to get to that.
Okay.
So once your vegetables have cooked down a little bit here, I'm just rushing this so it's really not cooked. I'm going to add some tomato puree.
Okay.
So then we'll cook it through with the tomato puree. And I have saffron.
Okay.
Which, typically how I make it is put a little bit of water and add the saffron and then kind of add it
let it sit for a few minutes and then it becomes soft. Right?
It comes out and smells. So I would typically do that, but today, and saffron is the most expensive spice in the world. So use sparingly.
Yeah, and if you put too much, it also,
you don't want it to overpower the, the vegetables and the other ingredients. So then let it cook for a little bit more. And once it's cooked, I would, stir it around for another minute or two, and then simply add some, even with all my prep work, sometimes, so add in like half a cup of water, depending on how much you're making. Like, for say a cup of rice, I would add a cup and a half of water. And then I will cover this and let it cook.
Okay.
So I'm going to, by the magic of
there you go. Wow, that looks awesome.
So this is what it looks like when it's cooked. I've added some, on top I've added some asparagus that I grilled with a little salt and lemon. And of course, add a lot of cilantro.
Okay.
And that's it. Voila.
Yeah, looks nice. Yeah.
It's, it actually cooked for about 45 minutes.
Okay. So that's all you need to do, or you don't have to put any other broth, or it's just a water? Right?
That's all. Put, of course, salt, pepper.
Okay.
And the ground paprika.
Okay. So no butter, nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
now for any more questions. Hi, Sudhir. Sudhir has some, Sudhir is this amazing chef.
Okay.
And I wanted to say hello to him. We are hoping that he will join us for a future session. So Yeah, that's about it. If anyone has any more questions, we can answer them. But that was our tapas and our vegetarian vegan paella. One last thing. If you want to make sangria to go with it, I have an easy sangria recipe. So I've added some, this is a rosé peach sangria. Sangria is very easy to make, and on a summer afternoon, it's super refreshing. So I got some rosé wine, the cheapest one that you can find, because you are actually going to mask the taste of the wine juices. So it doesn't matter. Don't use good quality wine, because it's a waste of good wine.
Right.
So, and these are the peaches were given, the peaches are fresh, peaches from Nita's garden. So she had brought me some peaches, and I decided to make some sangria with it.
Nice.
With the with a bottle of rosé wine, I've added some peach juice. And a peach soda. You can also add peach schnapps, which again I didn't have and I didn't want to go purchase. So that's pretty much it.
So you mix the peach schnapps with wine.
Yeah, peach schnapps. So in this case, I've used rosé wine. You could use the Pinot Grigio. And then
can you use any red wine or no? Can you do that?
Of course you can. So you can add a typical sangria. You use red wine, and you add different kinds of fruits, whatever you like, and pretty much a little bit water. Sorry, not water.
Juice, the juice.
Another key ingredient to the sangria is the cinnamon. So I've added cinnamon stick in there, and to the main sangria, I also added a little bit of ground cinnamon. So this is what it looks like. It was sitting in my fridge, and I can tell you, Tanan, that it smells really good.
Awesome.
And because it's nearly 8 o'clock, I'm going to
cheers
for the both of us, do a cheers.
I have wine here, cheers.
So thank you everyone for joining. If you like the session, let us know. I'd love to keep doing these with, you told me you've been to Colombia.
Yeah, I've been to Colombia. Yeah.
I love Colombian food, and
let's do arepas.
Oh, arepas, and my favorite is ajico soup.
Yeah.
It's a sweet corn. It's a corn soup that I pretty much lived on. The 2 weeks that we were there.
We should try ceviche as well, even though it's not an authentic Colombian. Yeah. What should I say? It's endless, the amount of we can talk about and make. So thank you. This was really fun having you. Thank you, Pia. Your passion is amazing. So it's keep doing it.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
See you again next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.